This is Ozarks at Large. It's not unusual on this program for us to review and recommend new music, but for this edition of Ozarks at Large, a first. We listen to music created especially for dogs. That's Hound Country, a selection from the CD Just Dogs Music from Just Dog Records. The label has two other recordings available, a CD of holiday music intended for dogs and a CD intended to be used in conjunction with canine massage. The music includes frequencies that are designed to be entertaining for our best friends and help them relax, pay more attention when being trained, and ease any anxiety they might have. We decided to find out what our resident dog music experts thought of these CDs. Roxy, come here. Roxy, come here. Can you guys say anything? Roxy and Callie, 5-year-old beagles, had different reactions. Roxy mostly sniffed the microphone, but with each new song, Callie's ears perked up a little bit more. We decided to talk with the creators of Just Dog Music, Armand Rabatino, listed by Guinness Book of World Records as the world's fastest dog trainer, and Rich Parker, a musical engineer and dog aficionado. Rich says the two met, where else, in a dog supply store that Rich owned.
I had a dog supply store, and Armand had stopped in to see if I was using any dog trainers in the area, and I wasn't, and I started referring him to my customers, and it didn't take long before everybody was requesting him.
And then he was having a one day an event for all his clients, kind of a customer appreciation day. And he asked me, I do professional clowning with my dogs as an act to teach children and people about dog ownership. And he asked me if I would be a clown at his one-day event, his anniversary. And I did, and he watched me using different methods of dog training, including sound methods. And with his technical background in engineering and electronics, he sat back one day and he said to me, you know, we should be able to make CDs that will entertain dogs. So we went about that, and then we found out that how beneficial it was in the training process. And then I adopted a toy poodle, and I couldn't believe how quickly this dog adjusted by playing the different CDs with them.
You both have this relationship with dogs, and you know each other's abilities. But maybe if you told friends or associates that you were working on a compact disc to entertain dogs, did you get strange looks?
Absolutely, all the time.
Rich also had a grooming part of his shop. He was all supplies. He didn't sell dogs. And he had a grooming department in his shop. And the groomers, of course, the dogs are barking and they're carrying on, some playfully, some because their owners aren't there. And the groomers always have to deal with that. And when we were playing the CD to see if it would entertain them, we got a tremendous response from them. And they were all a little different. Some would sit and just, you know, perk their ears up, and some would turn their heads, some would lay down, some would wag their tails and kind of run, you know, move around in the cage, like almost like a dancing back and forth, pacing. It was really interesting, all the responses. And that was one place that we tested these CDs for over a year.
What is happening in this music that makes it different for a canine audience than, say, if I were to put on a Bonnie Raitt CD or just any old CD in the collection?
We do know that music is a big part of our culture. And dogs hear music all the time, but they don't listen to it, they hear it. So we had bought, because we're dog lovers, dog owners, we had already purchased different companies' CDs that claim to be beneficial to pets. So we used them, and we noticed absolutely no significant difference other than the soothing nature of music, as you said, any CD. So that's when we started experimenting with the different sounds and the different frequencies that we could mix to actually get their attention that we could actually determine they were listening to it. So now we had music that we felt would entertain dogs because they would actually listen to it, not just hear it.
The first time the CD is put in for the dogs to listen to, you say have it barely audible.
We do that for a couple reasons. One, loud music, that, depending on the decibel level, is harmful to children, is harmful to some adults. People are sensitive to different frequencies and sounds. And also, some of the dogs who hear this frequency immediately may become a little bit surprised or put back by it if it's put on loudly.
There's also, of course, Just Dogs Holiday Favorites.
That's very popular with people because if you had time to listen to that, you would see they're not tunes that you'll hear anywhere else because we specially mix them to be different in both. If dogs are hearing music and they're hearing the same bass beat and they're hearing all the same harmonics, we thought, well, let's make a set of songs that the dogs would never ever hear anywhere else.
What was it like as you were producing the CDs?
First, we were told by a number of engineers that it couldn't be done. That was the first stumbling block. I had a long conversation with several different engineers from different studios, and they explained to me why it wouldn't work off the CD. And of course, Rich was, because of his background, he says, I don't believe that. I'm sure we can manage it. So we booked a session in a studio, and they said, well, we don't want to take your money because you're wasted. We said, it's our money. We want to do it. I mean, we had to fight to convince the studio that we wanted to pay them to make a CD that they said wouldn't work.
Have you had any sort of even anecdotal research that suggests perhaps German Shepherds like the classical more than the jazz, or beagles might tend to go to one type more than another breed?
No, it seems to be individualistic. It seems to be. Yeah, I mean, we have a song, an instrumental called Hound Country. It'd be nice and fun to say that only beagles and hounds listen to it, but it doesn't happen.
Do the frequencies, I'm going to show my audio engineering ignorance here, Rich, so bear with me, but if it's on the radio, do the frequencies come through the radio as well?
We're told that they won't carry over the radio.
They will not?
They will not.
So when we're hearing samples in this interview, the human audience can hear it, but the dog, the frequency is more intended for the canine audience?
Most likely, yes.
Radio and television industry has their sound has their sound level in such a way that it won't carry these kinds of frequencies over the air, which is sad because that was one of our goals initially. You know, they told us it couldn't be done, and we created this CD that was just absolutely unbelievable with the animals. Now, yeah, let's broadcast it on television, you know, and let people in their homes see the dog react, but that couldn't be done.
People shouldn't think that, oh, my dog should be reacting right now to the radio.
Exactly.
You have to have the CDs.
That's a good point. Very good point.
I have a split household in that I have two dogs, and I also have a calico cat. I mean, Harrington seemed, as cats are likely to do sometimes, she seemed completely uninterested.
That's what we found across the board. We haven't heard of any cats being in.
However, we did receive a number of emails that people's ferrets reacted and actually paid attention.
Well, I appreciate both of you taking time.
Thank you for giving us your time.
Thanks for having us, Kyle.
Armand the Hound Rabatino and Rich the Barker Parker, the gentlemen behind the endeavor Just Dogs Music. Their website is justdogs.com. They spoke to us from their office in Pennsylvania. Armand the Hound Rabatino happens to be the world's fastest dog trainer, as recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records from 1984 to 1992. This is Ozarks at Large.